This is called Tell Myself, and it was originally inspired by a song by Natalie Merchant called Tell Yourself off her album called Motherland. But it's about not telling yourself things that you need to hear. It's telling yourself things that when you lie to yourself, and it doesn't do you any good. You know, to be incapable of telling yourself the truth about your situations. And she wasn't even telling it from her perspective. She was like calling somebody else out. She's like, I know what you tell yourself. I see right through that, and this is things that I tell myself. It's the exact opposite. I'm being honest with myself. I'm not really sure how it ends there, so I could, deviate. And I think this is still Gold Panda, so. Tell myself over and over and over again, you must feel something, anything. When today borrows too much yesterday's and it seems there is occasionally nothing left, tell myself not to think too much. While telling myself to not think too much about you, I'm through. Collectively, I yell into what seems to be an empty vacancy of a once occupied place inside where my overly excited emotions once resided, and now they've chosen to hide. The fruits of your labor have yielded to my expectations, and my continued feelings of disappointment I have to constantly disguise behind an expression of satisfaction and a false sense of, I believe you. Pushed far beyond breaking to the point of necessity to allow this deception to become purposeful and voluntary. A sort of succumbing to convincing myself of what I allow myself to transpire to be the ultimate truth. A shroud of knowing, but the wisdom to not fight, to not allow the breakthrough. Breakdown instead. Titans have led to my feet, throw the anchor overboard. Rusted chains melted to concrete. Fuck being discreet. Discretion is a disease practiced by the truly weak. Too hung up on acceptance and what others might think, inflicting belief. Beliefs are only bound to one principle. They always become obsolete. Overshadowed by maturity and knowledge of discerning between the wicked humanity and the beneficial burden we witness others teach. The fear of discovery haunts them, primarily stemming from fear of self-discovery. Lack of awareness outweighing the careless abandonment of barriers blinding the areas where we inherited the shame of being afraid to admit that a knowing self, surrounding the community of perfect, we might not like what we see. The confrontation too burdensome to wade through, out of sheer fear of disliking what exposure has rendered you. What is so frightening about not being enough even for you? Why so fearful about facing the ugly emotions you exploit in an attempt to be content with distortions? Since when declare to have an abortion? Oh well, I suppose loving yourself is a cliche notion. Until you get attention towards the end. What's about that? I don't know what I saw myself about.